You have been very public through your writing, and I remember a notable Mike Douglas show appearance after Freddie Prinze passed away, and you had some personal difficulties.
Yep.
You came very forward and straightforward with and honest about.
Mm-hmm.
In your work, being around these families, being around these kids with them, with the Muscular Dystrophy Association, what have they taught you about life?
Well, if there's one thing that I've noticed with them, is that they really have been able to deal with this crisis with one component, and that is a sense of humor. The parents and the kids who have gone through this, for some reason, when the ones that do the best are the ones that are able to have a sense of humor between the parent and the child and the people around them. And I don't know what kind of medicinal value that you consider humor, but I think it's probably the most important medicines that we can have as human beings. And they've taught me to be able to keep a gratefulness for life, a respect for life on however level we have it. We should respect it and enjoy it and be as lighthearted as possible, because there's so much stress on them, Chris. I mean, it's beyond words. My cousin Susie, who has twins with muscular dystrophy, I can't tell you the stress load it's put on her marriage. If they are not able to keep a light, side of themselves within the relationship, I don't know if they could handle it. And I know it sounds simplistic. We all know, but there's a heroic attitude in all of them, and we all know that there has to be, but there's this certain sense of humor that they have. You know what it reminds me of, Chris? When you meet someone who has been in a war, you meet Congressional Medal of Honor recipients. Now, I've been able to work in my veterans work with over 100 of the recipients of the Medal of Honor, and I find that every single one of them, if one of the things they have in common is this attitude of I'm no hero, and they go on with jokes and they're kidding and they're full and it all goes back to why maybe Jerry has outlasted his critics, as you say, is because again there's an example of having the child in him keep him young and keep him able to deal with the stress loads that he's had physically in his life. And I find that there's that strain in people when they're able to keep the light open in their eye with a good laugh, just a good old laugh, it is the greatest medicine of all. Now, I know that's probably not the answer you expected. You expected more detail, and not such a simplistic thing, but that's what I've noticed.